Hey everyone, and welcome to my new video, or if you're new to this channel, hey, I'm Xenia, together with my boyfriend who moved to Portugal in September this year, and we found this apartment in Coimbra in just 2 days. Imagine how incredible this is. So on the third day we already got a key, and we did it all by ourselves without agents or other mediators. And yes, there is definitely some luck involved in it, but of course not only. So in this video, I want to share with you all the stages we went through in this process so that by the end of the video, you have your own action plan on how to rent an apartment in Portugal as a newcomer, because it's an absolutely different process when you're already in the country and when you just arrived. So I tried to make this video really useful and based on our experience. So please hit thumbs up to support my video, and let's go! I start with the preparation stage, let's say 1 week before our arrival in Portugal. First and foremost, you need tax declaration from your country with a translation to English. Although what I think now, it could be much wiser to make it in Portuguese, because then all people can understand it. So you guys better do it in Portuguese. We did it via agency. Then employment verification letter. At the time we moved, both of us were already unemployed, but I guess it's still important for a landlord to know more about you, what you did. So in our letters, it was written that we worked in this and that company, on this and that position, in this period of time, and this salary. So yeah, for the same reason, we also printed out our appointment confirmations at SEF to show that we are going to be legal soon and we won't be leaving the country in 2 months. The next paper is bank statements. So we wanted to show that we have sufficient amounts to pay for our rent. Next one, information about your purpose of stay in Portugal. As you know, we came to develop our startup project, which means that we have an acceptance paper from the governmental organization called EAPME, and the contract with our hosting entity, the incubator. Then, of course, an absolute must is NIF, the Portuguese tax number. We got it on the very first day in the country because we knew that we won't be able to do anything without it. And I put it now in the preparation stage because you can also get this number before coming to Portugal via agents. Although I don't really know how it works and how safe this is, because we did it all by ourselves, which was also very fast and at no cost at all. And you may ask, why do landlords need all these papers, all this information about you? And that's because your contract is going to be for 1 year minimum. So they just want to be on the safer side and give the apartment to people who they would trust. And that is why one more advice from me on how to stand out from the crowd and make a landlord choose you over the other candidates is to prepare self-presentation. We made like 5 pages saying how sweet we are, where we work, what we do, that we have no pets, no kids, we don't smoke, we don't party, so just like angels. And our landlady said that actually she picked us because of this presentation, that she liked us beforehand, and then when we came, she confirmed her guesses, and yeah, that's how it happened. And what you can also include in this presentation is your offer, let's say, because some cities, especially Lisbon, Porto, there is a very high competition on actually getting this apartment, and sometimes people say that they can pay more for the apartment. For example, in the ad it says 650, the other person can say, okay, I can pay 700. What you also need to know is that you normally pay for several months upfront. And yeah, this is important to know as a newcomer, because you don't probably have a guarantor. So like a person who would declare that you'll be able to pay on time, and in case you don't have money, he will pay it for you. In Portuguese, this person is called fiador. So yeah, you can always negotiate though how many months you will pay. So like you understand the logic, right? So either you have this guarantor or you offer the landlord to pay more like per month and more months upfront. So yeah, get ready to pay a bit more for your first rent, but then hopefully when you already stay in the country and choose your next apartment, it will be a bit easier. I know it takes a lot of energy and effort to move abroad, and you want to prepare for all possible scenarios. At least that's what I did. I did a lot of research on each and every detail, starting from the application process for the Start of Portugal visa to the residence permit. And until today, I kept all info just in my notes, which from now on are also available for you. Literally, there is everything in it, like all phone numbers, step-by-step explanations, sample documents, links, which saves hours of your time, a lot of nerves, and money on agents. Only in 2022, there is a special offer for you to buy this guide, so hurry up. If you want to change your life next year, the link will be down below. You will thank me later. And now let's continue with the topic. Now stage 2. You're in Portugal. What's the action plan here? Well, I would definitely recommend you coming to Portugal at least 1 or even 2 months before you will go to CEF to apply for the residence permit, because as far as I know, for most types of permits, you need to provide an accommodation contract. So once you arrive, start searching as soon as possible. And since the title of this video is DIY, do it yourself, I won't be talking about an option of an agent or realtor because I'm pretty sure, and I know it from my experience, that it's possible and even more effective to do it all by yourself. But what you need to know about the types of apartments. So like when you start searching anywhere on the websites or Facebook Marketplace, you see the letter T and the number next to it. So like T2, T4. And the number means number of bedrooms, while in addition there is always a living room. So like T0 is a studio, there is no living room, but T1 has both living room and the bedroom. Then you have duplex, which is 2-floor apartment, and the abbreviation RCH or R/C means the ground floor. If you see something like T2+1, it means that the apartment has 2 bedrooms and an additional room with no window. We found our apartment on Facebook Marketplace, and to be honest, I've never used it before, but in Portugal it seems to be very popular and you can connect directly with the owners. Of course, there are also agents and some scams, but yeah, anyway, it's one of the places where you can check for it. And I would also recommend checking out some Facebook pages for expats or some local groups for your chosen city or region. For instance, in Coimbra, there are a lot of groups of finding apartments, especially the cheaper ones for students and for younger people. And most of them are in Portuguese, but don't be afraid. Nobody will throw tomatoes at you if you ask in English. Just, you know, be polite, be friendly, and I'm pretty sure that people will help you or start contacting you if they have something to offer. And finally, I should show you the list of the websites which you should check. It's this one. Now let's talk a bit about the communication. Neither I or my boyfriend speak Portuguese, so all calls and all messages we sent were in English. And of course, in the beginning, we were not sure if it's going to work, but eventually it did. And in my opinion, it's a great advantage if you can communicate with your future landlord directly, because this is just the top of an iceberg to call from an ad. And then you start living in this place and there might be, you know, some smaller or bigger issues, and you want to be able to solve them without asking other people to help you. And now what you need to know about the contract so that you're not surprised, not afraid, and most importantly, not being scammed. So I already told you early in this video, but I want to repeat it anyway, that your contract most probably will be for 12 months. So choose it wisely. Check everything, and again, everything before putting your signature on the paper. Because a lot of apartments in Portugal, or like a lot of houses in Portugal, they are simply old. So you need to make sure that there is no mold, that everything works in the bathroom, in the kitchen, that you know how the air conditioning and water heating system work, how good is the mobile signal in the apartment. And you need to ask the owner about all concerns you have. Because if you decide to move out before your contract ends, you will have to pay some extra money, which most probably you don't want to do. And it's not a common practice in all countries. So I'm just emphasizing that usually this is also a part of your contract. This is the condition which you should know. So just don't forget to check this section and negotiate it with your landlord. And what is also important for you is the registration of the contract in the tax office or finances. So you should ask your landlord whether he's going to register this contract. Normally they should all do it, but you never know what kind of person is in front of you. So just make sure and ask, because for you that's important. What I also find special about Portugal and a bit unusual is that electricity, water and gas contracts are made not for the apartment owner but for tenants. Luckily we didn't have to do it, but this is an often case scenario and I heard it many times, so be ready for it. So it means that when you start renting the apartment, there might be no water, no electricity, and you have to make the contract again, and it can take you several days to wait for the person who comes and fixes it for you. So yeah, that's something interesting. Yeah, as I said, be ready for it. Another point is furniture. Most of the apartments for rent, they're completely empty, and our apartment was also empty. You can actually check for my earlier videos where I was showing that we got some stuff like secondhand. There are some agencies that offer furnished studios or larger apartments, but as you can guess, they're just a bit more expensive. Mistakes to avoid. Basically, there is only one, although it can be wrapped in different storytelling. But whatever these people say, and regardless of how desperately you need this apartment, never ever transfer your money to people without signing a contract and checking it with someone local. That's it from my side today. I'm wishing you the best of luck with finding your apartment in Portugal. And thank you for watching this video till the end. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to this channel for more useful and interesting videos about Portugal. See you in the next videos. Bye!